Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday afternoon, y'all. Grab a drink and stay hydrated, y'all. You might want to grab a snack, maybe some Advil. You know, it'll be a bumpy ride, y'all. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. It's like people will say shit like, like Jen said, Scammyclaus, you need to get a job. You need to get a job and do something. Blah, 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 blah. I feel like I do have a job because I feel like every time I come in on here on Mondays, I feel like I work for the sanitation department because I have to call out people for the crap that they have said that has been inaccurate and clean up their shit on a Monday. And there was a lot to be said over the weekend. It was a busy weekend for some people, and into today also. It's wild. It is wild. Some of the stuff that is going on. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. It was a nice weekend here. A little chilly. Went to a little football game on Saturday. UConn and Air Force. Boring as hell game. But I'm going to tell you something. When you watch an NCAA football game on TV, okay, you see thousands upon thousands of college kids just absolutely going berserk, okay? Dressed up in their school colors, just absolutely going nuts. Just absolutely just losing their shit over their team. You look at teams like Georgia and Ohio State and Michigan, and you look at Texas, and you look at like all these schools, and they have absolutely rabid, crazy ass fans. There is nothing more depressing than going to a UConn football game. Now, UConn's going to be going to a bowl game again. This is like the third time in 4 years, okay? They have a good record. I think they're 8-3 this year. They had some good wins. Had some close losses, okay? Going to the Wrench up in East Hartford to see UConn play, it has got to be the most depressing thing I've ever done in my life. We were sitting behind the UConn team, like close to the field, okay? close to the field. I was surrounded by people my age and older. And I mean, the seats are close to the field. I mean, you could see the whole thing. And every time there was a play, these guys in front of us stood up. They fucking stood up every single time there was a play. And then they had to discuss the play. I sat there laughing the whole time. Oh, well, the running back there, he missed his block, and he should have cut in instead of going around the end. And I mean, it was, well, the coach there, you got to look at it two ways. If they go for a fourth down, it's this and that and this and that. And if they don't, then it's that. Shut up, just shut up. Okay, the student section is behind one of the goalposts, and it was half empty. Now, in their defense, the UConn home football field is like 45 minutes away from the campus. So if these kids want to go to a game and they don't have a car, they have to take a bus. They have to take a fucking bus. A majority of the kids just stay out in the parking areas and they do their thing there. They have their, cookouts and, they play, hacky sack or whatever. But I'm telling you, that game, the game was boring, number one. But the people there sitting around us, we were just sitting there and like my son and I just kept smiling because it was so annoying. It was so annoying. Like, we will never go back there to see a game. We will never go back there. The parking is just abysmal. It was not good. Good to see my, former college team play, but other than that, I'm not busting down the doors. So, but I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. There's some good games on. I want to play a couple things. Now, I know a lot of you, I'm sure, were in the live that I had on Sean, I think probably about a month and a half ago now, maybe, where his sister was in there. His mom was on the phone with her, and then there was another family member that was texting me, who was with one of his exes, okay? Now, you guys heard the whole story about Sean when he was a little kid and what happened. And you all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say what it was because I'm not going to put that information out on here, okay? So we heard it. We heard it from his family members. So I was absolutely just shocked as hell, okay, when I saw a post that some guy thinning out the nonsense put out. He talked about Guardians of Valor and he talked about Sean. And he was saying that Guardians of Valor had no proof about Sean, and where are the receipts for it? This is the problem when you don't do research on somebody. Because thinning out the nonsense with some of what he was talking about really doesn't look very good on this. Because in the video he made, he was saying that there's no proof. And then he was saying that where are the receipts for it? Now, again, those of you that were in the live regarding Sean and with his family members, you know why that there was no police report. why there is no record on that. I've covered that in great detail. And I'm not going to even talk about what that was all about because the morons, including Mallory, who decided to chime in on it today, they can do their research and they can find that live. And if they don't think hearing from family members that were directly involved in that situation, if they don't want to believe them, then I suggest they can look for where they are and reach out to them and tell them that they're liars. Because that's the last thing you're going to do. So, let me play this clip first. Is this it here? Let me see. Is this it? Let me see if this is it.
So if anybody has proof that Scammyclaus has been doing some fucked up shit, and you're worried you'll get outed if you show it, even if I can't talk about it, I'd still like to be able to.
I'll play that one in a minute. Hold on. Did I record that clip? Shit, I don't think I recorded it. Let me pull it up on Kool-Aid's page because she has a recording of what Dum Dum had to say.
I'm not scamming nobody. You don't know me from nowhere.
Oh, Kool-Aid, are you in here? Where's that clip? Where's that clip of what Mallory said? Because I saw it. You shared it with me, but I can't access it on here. Is she in here? I don't think Kool-Aid's in here. I would say pretty much what Mallory was saying was that, people, and she said my name, have pretty much put a false jacket on Sean. And, they always say they want him to do better and they want him to get a job, but then he's going to get a job. And what are they going to do? These people are going to call the job and they're going to say, you hired a P3DO. First of all, Mal, I have never done that. I don't call jobs. I don't call DCF. I don't call the FBI. I don't call that. Have I called Social Security? Absolutely, I have. Absolutely, I have. But I don't do that shit. So to clump me into people who have done shit like that before, do your homework, Mal. Really, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how much you're trying to stay relevant. Really, it is. And for you to continue a talking point that was wrong in the first place without you doing your work, it just goes to show you how far you've fallen. Because you used to do this stuff really well. You used to do awareness really well on people. And you used to have receipts. And, I don't know what the fuck has happened to you, if you've gotten lazy or something. But damn, all my videos are on YouTube. If you had just taken a minute and looked at that video of Sean's family. Me too, Silver Swifty, I'm going to agree with you on that. I am. I used to enjoy, like a year ago, I used to enjoy going into her lives. I did. But for her and this thinning out the nonsense guy, putting, saying that Sean hasn't done anything wrong and they want to look at receipts, they want to see receipts and all that, you guys got to do your homework. You really do. And so what in fact happens there? Okay, what happens with that? Since these people don't do their homework, now Sean goes online like he did yesterday, saying that, oh, see, all these people are sticking up for me. Now, with thinning out the nonsense, while Sean was playing it and feeling all great about himself, thinning out the nonsense did say, well, I don't agree with Sean does because Sean is a scammer, and he has been for a long time. That was awesome because Sean's face changed all of a sudden, and then it was all about him again in terms of how he's a good dude. He's a good dude. But yeah, seriously, Mal, I'm telling you, I do have secondhand embarrassment for you. I'm not sure if there's something called third-hand embarrassment. If there is, I have that for you too. Really, you need to do your research on stuff because here you are, kind of semi supporting a guy that, in fact, based on, again, his mom and his sister and other family members and an ex of his, and it's not Paul or Sean, so don't get your knickers all in a knot, and his nephew, who first came out with those allegations over a year and a half ago, and at first I didn't believe it. But then when other family members started corroborating it, yeah. I kind of believe it now. So yeah, I mean, go get a washcloth, wipe the egg off your face, and while you're at it, wash your hands. I mean, we all know what that's about. So seriously, if you're not sure about something, just don't talk about it because either that or you end up looking like Mallory. The whole thing with thinning out the nonsense with Sean and all that, I know he's trying to go after Guardians of Valor. If you, just to give you a little backstory of that, okay? About a month and a half ago, he and Fallon and a bunch of other people did a live. And they called out Guardians of Valor for, they said, doing something like shady behind the scenes, something like that. And then it turns out that they're calling him out, and I forgot exactly what they said he did. I think it was the whole thing with Tim and Angela, and Guardians was trying to help Tim and Angela out, and then something went bad. I don't really remember it. But what I do remember is this. While they're calling out him, they are sitting with somebody that was going around taking pictures of Tim and Angela and going to where Tim worked and taking pictures of him. So again, I'm just so confused about you're calling out Guardians for doing something like trying to help Tim and Angela, but on the back end, you guys have somebody that is, if it's stalking or not stalking, personally, if somebody's following me around and taking pictures, I consider that stalking. But that was okay. He was talking about governors, I keep saying governors, Guardians making, sharing personal information on people. Seriously? I'm just going to say, I have messages from somebody, that is friends with those people that had the live on Guardians. And somebody sent Guardians all of Tim and Angela's information. So, again, before you try to discredit somebody and go after them for something, you better look in your closet. You better pick up those old stanky-ass sneakers that are buried under shit. You better check the hangers and make sure your stuff is clean. Because I guarantee you, all these people that do this stuff, they've probably been involved in shit. So, you know, and this is the thing that has just turned so fucking sideways on TikTok. You know, and it's things started changing. I noticed a change probably about a month after I started on TikTok. And this is going back to the beginning of 2024, like February, March. People just could not keep it on this app anymore. You know, they had to start looking every single person up that they had a problem with or an issue or they didn't agree with something. You just couldn't keep a you just couldn't keep it between, the walls of TikTok. You couldn't keep it in a video calling somebody out. You have to fucking do all of this extra shit. They have to do all this extra shit all the time. And we've seen it done. We've seen it done a million times. And I want to play this video that I started with Bofunda here because this is interesting. Listen to this.
So if anybody has proof that Scammyclaus has been doing some fucked up shit and you're worried you'll get outed if you show it, even if I can't talk about it, I'd still like to be able to understand it. Because I don't for a second believe that she's not sitting behind the scenes doing fucked up shit. Because she does fucked up shit online.
I would like to know what fucked up shit I've done, Mel. I mean, we know you've done fucked up shit. We've seen it, and we see shit every day that you do. I've seen what you've been doing the last year. But what exactly, what fucked up shit have I done, Mel? I want you to tell me that. What, the fact that I called FM a essayist, over a year ago, and I apologized profusely? Was it the whole thing with Retina because I didn't listen to the 4 voice messages she left and looked at what she typed and said in that on the DM where it said basically what I'm asking? And I just figured that was what she was talking about in the voice, and I didn't feel like listening to it. Is that it? Because what other fucked up shit have I done? And anybody who's listening to me, whether you're inside here or outside, please, any fucked up shit I've done, send it to Mallory. Please do. Send her it. Send her fucked up shit I've done. I would really like you to do that. I give you permission to do.
Hi.
Hey, everybody rise. The judge is here. Show respect.
I actually forgot I requested because you left me down there for like 80 years.
Listen, I just saw the light come on now. Hi, Tessa. I just saw the light beep on there and it said 1.
Well, I requested earlier because it was looping for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if it was looping for anybody else, but I'm going to go on mute.
Okay. Thanks, Judge.
Okay.
So yeah, I would like you, anybody who I have done fucked up shit to, please send everything to Mallory. Please do that. And I got a question for you, Mal. I do. Can you tell me, Mallory, what's one good thing you did on this app? Because I will admit, I've made mistakes. I've made a couple mistakes that, that still guide me as I go live to make sure that I don't do that shit again. What good things have you done now? Can you tell me? I'd like to know that. Who have you helped? Who have you reached out to help? Who's reached out to you for help? What organizations do you help? Because what everybody sees of you on TikTok, everybody sees that you used to do awareness and you were good at it. And then you became a victim of a bunch of creators on this app. You were a victim. This person's doing this to you, that's doing that to you. And then one of those people now you are rubbing elbows with. That's what people see of you, Mallory. That's what people see of you. So I'll say it again. You know, some of you guys, some creators on this app, before they question the integrity of somebody, they better do research and make sure what they're about to put out there on the tickety talk is accurate. Because if not, you look like this person. That's what you look like. Very embarrassing. Another thing, you know, I talk about this, the hypocrisy that just runs rampant on this app. You say one thing, you do another. You complain about something and somebody who's doing it in your live at the same time. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. Case in point. I'm trying to think. I don't remember a time where I've talked about anybody that hasn't talked about me first. I try not to get involved in calling people out, unless, of course, they're beggars or scammers, stuff like that. I'm not going to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm going to talk about you. You know, not going to happen. But with people, I mean, and I use the term creators very loosely for some of these people, but I'm not going to talk about somebody. If I'm done with somebody, I'm done with them. You know, I'm not going to go on and on and on and on and on about them. But I had to laugh. I had to laugh yesterday because Bree got pissed off because I blocked her out of Truth's Live yesterday. Now, she came in a couple times, too. It wasn't like she just came in there. She came in a couple times. Thanks, Scam. I'll get to her. Didn't say anything. And generally when that happens, somebody gets blocked. And after I did it, I messaged Truth and let her know. And she's like, okay. So then Bree was on last night complaining that she got blocked from her live. Now, last time I checked, when you have a platform, you can invite or decline anybody that comes in. Your live does not have to have an open door policy where people can come and go as they please. If there's somebody you don't want in there, in your live, if you're a mod for somebody and, what the creators that you mod for, how they run things, then that's how they run things. for anybody to question why somebody got blocked and all that. And there are mistakes sometimes. Let's be real. When the chat is hopping and you go to block somebody, there are times where it moves so fast you hit the wrong person and you block them. And absolutely there are mistakes. But I'll tell you, Bree, 100%, it was not a mistake. I blocked your ass. And as you would say, and baby, I loved every minute of it. So, you sat in a live last night where Unknown was blocking everybody. So, again, the hypocrisy there. You blocked me, but I'm in a live right now and they're blocking people. I didn't hear you saying, oh, well, you shouldn't block them. You shouldn't block them. Why are you blocking them? That's not right. I didn't hear that. Stand on what you say, okay? Stand on what you say, people. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. All these people, all these people on this app claiming they're victims of something. I have never heard so many fucking people call themselves victims on this app. And it's amazing because I've seen these same people in other lives and it's not even about them and they turn it into how they're a victim of somebody. Just shut up already. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. You know why? Because these same people claiming they're victims of something have done some really funky ass shit on this app. There are so many people that really need to take a deep dive into their exposure on this app. And they really need to guide what they say based on their beliefs. And you better damn sure make sure that you live by what your expectations are of others. Because it is an absolute fucking joke, some of the stuff I've seen over the past couple of days. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Somebody just said Snark's live. I'm gonna stream her in a minute, but I got a screenshot, okay? Snark went on live for, I don't even know, maybe about an hour ago, a little less, and showed a screenshot. I don't know why God's green earth she would show this, but she did. I'll show you. This was on her screen, so I'm not putting anything out there that she put this on her screen. Now, you notice I blacked out the phone number. She didn't. I don't even know whose phone number it is. I don't really care. Why the fuck would you put something like this? I believe CYS stands for, is it Children and Youth Services or something? I mean, it's different names all over the place. Children and Family Services, Children and Youth Services, depending on where you are in the country, it has a different name. But that was what was on what she showed on her screen, and then she got off pretty fast. I don't know what that's all about. I can 100% say absolutely that I have never called those type of people on anybody. It would have to be egregious for me to call either Department of Family and Youth or whatever it is. And even with the FBI, I never called the FBI. They reached out to me. I didn't reach out to them. So, all this stuff that, people are putting out there, you really need to do your research because y'all look stupid.
And that's somebody you guys want to surround yourself with? That's who you want to sit with. That's who you want to be seen sitting with and supporting. Somebody that picks up the phone knowing there's not a fuck thing going on in that home and makes false fucking reports to affect a child's life, not mine, because I'm going to handle it. I have nothing, not one thing to worry about or be fearful of. My responsibilities to that child are met daily. The reason I breathe is because of that child. I have nothing to worry about. But you, ma'am, the kind of human you are,
I don't know who she's talking about.
you target children. You have targeted my children since you started this fucking hate campaign. All 3 of my daughters, now my granddaughter. One last thing on your list. Start your wellness. And it's all for the fucking internet. She can stream me because she's going to find herself in a world of hurt as well.
From what? For what, Pam? That's fucking hilarious. A world of hurt.
I don't know, Justine.
I'm still waiting for that audio clip of you calling somebody's job. I mean, it's been almost a week and a half now. Welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing it at the expense of my child. Because, see, I know how this is going to affect her. I already know how it's going to affect her. And the fact that people don't care about how it's going to affect her is, in fact, the problem. That's why it keeps going. That's why these things just keep happening, right? Because the people that do these things, they get excused or whatever, and it just keeps going and going and going. But attacking children takes a special kind of fucking human. Yeah, imagine.
I agree, Patricia.
Well, I'll tell you.
I don't think anymore, Jubilee. I don't think anymore.
Absolutely necessary is a routine. Okay? It is, you have to have it. All right? So,
welcome in, Angel.
The fact that my granddaughter's school attendance is absolutely stellar, barely misses school.
Good, you can get a job then.
That's so easily proven, right?
You get a job. Perfect, Pam.
All I have to do is sign the piece of paper so that he can check her attendance and see that she does not miss school.
Well, we all know she doesn't miss school because you're online every day yelling and screaming at people.
You're attacking children.
I don't know. But I'll tell you what, listen, probably about a month and a half ago, Sunshine reached out to me and apologized, okay, to threatening to out my nieces and nephews. And remember what I've always said. Sometimes you can forgive people, but you never forget. I'll never forget what that 24 hours felt like. It was horrible. Now, one of the things I said to her in the messages to her is, because she said she felt very, very badly about what she had threatened to do. And I said to her, well, the way that you make it right is just don't do it to anybody again, And I was really hoping that she wouldn't do it. And then over the weekend, I know she doxed people on her live here. So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. And, I wish, as I made a post today, just people need to stop doing this shit. It's just not good. It's not good. There's no reason to do it.
So,
no reason.
BIRS, Social Security, Disability, CPS, check off all the boxes. You got that internet clout now, Sunshine. Got all the internet clout.
Good afternoon, Becca. Welcome in, everybody.
Making false reports to CPS about disabled children.
Well, I mean, Pam, I think you don't need to say disabled children. Making false reports about any child is wrong.
So would it be wrong of me?
Hi, Proud Mom.
Would it be wrong of me to do, in fact, what Sunshine's doing? Should I just start attacking everybody around Sunshine? And then I'm wrong. Then I'm the one that's wrong.
I mean, if you want to go that low, call CPS on her children, if that's what you want to do. Snark.
Then I would be wrong.
Just saying.
But she can call CPS and make false reports and in fact, traumatize a disabled child for no reason. She's traumatizing a disabled child for her own validation. What does she get, like, all warm and cozy inside over this? This makes you feel good about yourself?
Now, let's remember something, because and again, like I said, you better make sure that your closet is clean before you start calling people out. Because, Pammy, I will paraphrase what you said when Sunshine threatened to out my whole family. You said, normally, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But since it's about Scammyclaus, yeah, I can stand behind it. Remember that, Pam?
Wow.
Remember that? Remember that, Pammy?
Yeah, she did, monster. They're coming here tomorrow at 4:30. And yes, the man said how he wished he didn't have to follow up on it. He wished that he could throw out the referrals, but he in fact cannot. So, we'll play the game. We'll play the game. Because I was in fact the ones that CPS gave the child to, right? You guys realize that? I'm the one they gave the child to.
What?
Just think about that. Just think about it. Because, CPS isn't always right. They don't always do what's right. This scenario, you know what I mean? That they did come here and it was a rogue and they did take her. You did that. You did that. What do you get, bragging rights for that? Do you get bragging rights for this? Is that what it's for? Do you get to brag that you did it?
I agree, Theodosia. I agree.
Yeah, you're not kidding. The amount of people that support it is wild, mind-blowing. Absolutely. I'll record it when he's here tomorrow. I'll record it. Unreal. Unreal for the internet. Did it for the gram.
Again, remember.
Did it for the gram.
Remember, Pammy, you were 100% supporting Sunshine when she was going to out my whole family. And she was going to do fuck shit with my family and my nieces and nephew and my son. So, again, so now you're a victim of it. And it's wrong. But when somebody was doing it to somebody you didn't like, it was okay.
But I feel that he already knows it's bullshit, so
Stop today.
I don't think I'm going to have to do much convincing. Sunshine called CPS on me.
Grams of clean, organic, plant-based protein.
No, not on here.
Grams of fiber and 0 sugar. That means lasting energy, sustainable.
Yep. Called CPS. They'll be here tomorrow at 4:30.
Protein that's designed to
Therapy, so there would be a little bit more support there because it is not going to be a good time for her. Okay? It is not going to be a good time for that child at all. It is going to horribly affect her. And I know that you guys don't give a fuck about that. I really do understand that people on the internet do not give a fuck how people's personal lives are actually affected by psychotic drunks on the fucking internet.
Well, Pam, you didn't care when she was doing it to other people. So, yeah, you're not going to get much sympathy. I'm not going to lie.
And that's exactly what Sunshine is. A fucking psychotic drunk bitch. All for the internet, guys.
Remember I was saying about hypocrisy?
So let me see you in Sunshine's chat. It's gonna be because hey.
Remember I talk about hypocrisy, right?
Everybody has their fucking breaking point. I've been telling people since the CPS thing started. People calling CPS. I said, go ahead and try it with me. But when you affect this child's life in a negative way, I will never be held responsible for any of the behavior I put onto other people. You don't get to do that, see?
Exactly,
you don't
Mama
get
G.
to negatively affect my child's life and then think I'm going to just sit back and not do fuck all about it. You don't get to do that. Nobody gets to do that. Do you understand? Yes, Justine. Guys, want to hurt me so bad that you'll hurt a child. A child that already struggles on a daily basis with everything. Nothing is easy. And this is what you choose.
She has no proof that whoever called, because if I'm correct, CYS or DCF, whatever you want to call it, they don't say who called. So she's assuming it's Sunshine. I don't know who it is. It could be anybody.
You made the choice.
I don't know.
To hurt a child. That should resonate with everybody. Across the board.
Exactly, Mama G.
Nobody should be okay with that. At all. Bunch of fucking women. Here we are. Just a bunch of fucking women out here hurting each other, hurting each other's kids. You know, I heard a conversation the other day when I was rage baiting myself. I heard Holly Mae have a conversation, and this really, really bothered me, about the Pammy page and the children being posted there, because one thing I've known about Holly Mae from the door, before I even know who the fuck she was or her platform, the only thing I knew, she doesn't fuck around with the kids thing. No kids, no kids. But then heard her literally justify Breezy's teenage daughter being posted to that page and horribly body shamed. And you defended that, Holly Mae. I heard you. So So I don't believe for 1 second that Holly Mae has a soft spot for any child. Including the 7 that her husband never paid child support for. Those 7 especially. But not for sure anybody else's fucking kid on the internet.
She had to put that dig in there.
You're fucking trash.
And why does she put that?
Bitch,
exactly,
you are fucking
Lily.
trash.
Exactly, Lily. This is Pammy. Snark. TikTok Street Snark.
We're disgusting. All of us, to be honest, as women on this internet.
Pammy, you're just as disgusting as everybody you're calling out right now. So shut up.
So you guys can sit back and wait and figure out what I'm going to do.
We don't care. I could care less, quite honestly. Pammy, and I'm sure that, the 30 or so people that are in there,
$54,000 in child support he owes. You ain't got a position to sit in to speak on anybody else's parenting or their fucking kids. Ever. Clean up your own front yard.
Pammy, you need to do the same thing, sweetheart.
Get out of everybody else's.
You need to do the same thing. Did she rage quit?
Be careful where you sit, guys. Really, really careful.
You need to take that same advice there, sugar tits, as Texas Tiff would say. I think she went off. So, review again. Number 1, somebody called Children Youth Services on her, okay? That's bullshit. Okay? I have said that all along. You don't call, you don't dox, you don't do any of that shit. So she is up in arms for that. She's up in arms about Breezy's daughter's picture getting posted. She's up in arms about all that stuff. But yeah, just a few months ago, she said, when Sunshine had that live saying she was going to out my whole entire family, and she posted and she put my father's obituary up and all that stuff, her comment was, I normally don't support that kind of behavior, but since it's Scammyclaus, yeah, I can get behind it. So that's weird to be able to support it when it's somebody you don't like, and not support it and be pissed off about it when it affects you. And this is what I'm talking about on this app, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Right. Yep. Last week she kept saying that she had an appointment to talk to my wife's job. And again, my wife is not on TikTok. She has nothing to do on TikTok. But that's okay. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hey, Breeze.
Hey, I just wanted to put it out there. So today is my birthday. So I know people are donating to like angel trees and like food pantries and people who really need it. But since today's my birthday, everybody needs to stop donating there and send to my Cash App just for today.
Yeah, no, not going to happen. Nice trying. For that, I'm kicking your ass out of here. Thank you. Happy birthday, though, Breezy. Donate to food banks and all that. They're the ones who need it right now. Like I said last week when I dropped off food, I have never seen so many people. Never seen so many people getting food. Please donate to those places. So, listen, again, with the whole Pammy thing, I hope that the person that she's alleging made the call. She's alleging the right person, because if it wasn't Sunshine, and like I said, I don't know. I know what I saw over the weekend, and I know that Sunshine was doxing people and this and that, which is sad. But that I don't know how many different ways I can say that shit has to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. I don't care who you are. We all know that people have platforms here on this app, and people are well aware of what people do on this app, especially when there is a precedent set by them of doing that shit. People always go to those people to see, who's doxing who today, who's doing this today. Oh, it's crazy. Crazy. What else did I want to talk about? Did that cover it? I still will talk about, when Sean goes on, I'll talk about him. I mean, he's just, I will stream him occasionally when I have time. Right now with Maggie, with her threatening to go to Toys for Tots and get free toys for herself, and she's going to pretend that, she has a child, and she already has a stroller for one of her dolls, and she, already has this plan how she's going to go to these events and she's going to get free toys for her quote unquote baby, which is actually for her own self. I'm already working on stuff there to make sure that doesn't happen. I saw her last year doing it, where she took free clothes, medications for kids, all this shit that she didn't need. And she took advantage of these organizations around the holiday, which collect things for the needy. One thing we can say about Maggie is she is not needy, because she has so many stupid people that continue to send her money. She doesn't need anything. So I already have a flyer up and running. And, these holiday events usually start after Thanksgiving. So I will be sending that flyer out to all the organizers that I can find, throughout the Philadelphia area. And let them know what she is planning on doing, because she's doing exactly the opposite of what the holiday is, and she's just horrible. She's a horrible person. So, there's that. I'll talk about Maggie and stuff like that. But I absolutely will, call out people when they do sketchy shit, especially if it has to do with me, because, I'm proud of the platform that I have here. And so much of it is because of the mods that I've had for a long time and the people that come in here. Those people know what I do when I'm on live. They know, there's not much to, I'm the only thing I'm not open about is, what's going on behind the scenes with, with the investigation with Florida Man. Because that's just not information that needs to be out there. But when people do stuff on this app and they lie, especially if it has to do with me, I am going to call them out. So, many of the videos that I've been posting recently have to do with just that, and I'm not going to lie. I enjoy showing people on TikTok the people that lie on this app because, credibility is important. And, when these people continue to put out false information because they heard it from somebody that heard it from somebody else that heard it, that is, that's dangerous work. It's very dangerous work. And too many people do that. Another thing that I've seen a lot of on this app, one of the things that you'll see here is I very rarely have more than a couple people in boxes, because when you have a ton of people in boxes and people are talking all the time, you don't pick up what they say, or you're just not listening. And there's so many people, like that video I made about Ratina, where she said she didn't bring up my name, but in fact she did. But because everybody's always thinking in boxes, what am I going to say next? How am I going to make this about me? How am I going to... they don't hear what's going on. And that video that I made of Ratina last week clearly shows that you really need to be careful with what you say, because when you're not listening to what's coming out of your mouth, you look foolish. And when she said that she didn't talk about me, and she did, and I posted it, and I showed that she was wrong and other people in boxes were wrong, because again, they're not listening to each other. That takes a notch out of their credibility. Absolutely it does. Yes, I can't tell you, hi Tequila Girl, I can't tell you how many times Scam Slam and myself have been confused for each other. It's crazy. It was funny. I think it was Kool-Aid reposted a video from about a year ago where I literally was on the FYP and I scrolled into this guy's live. I didn't even know who he was. And right when I got in there, he told me to take a box. I'm like, okay. So I went in there and this guy's going off on me. Why? Because he thought I was Scam Slam. And I'm sitting there kind of chuckling because I'm like, I have no clue who this guy is. And he's telling me about all this shit I've done. Definitely not me. And I'm sitting there trying to be respectful and saying, yeah, no, you got the wrong person. Nope, not me. He's like, well, do you have any questions for me? I'm like, no, because I don't even know who you are. I mean, you gotta do your research, folks. You gotta make sure when you talk about something, you stand on it. If you call out somebody for doing it, it's not just the people that you don't like. It's people that you like also. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy, the shit that I've been seeing on this app. Absolutely crazy. And, I just sit back. I listen to everything. And, I will be 100% honest. There are times I go down to the laundry room and I forget what the fuck I'm doing down there. You know, I come downstairs and go to the kitchen and I'm like, what the hell did I just want in here? I forgot. But there's some things I don't forget. And if somebody, for whatever reason, does me dirty, I don't forget that. And I remember that. And I will be able to pull up information that that person has done. For instance, like with Pammy, complaining that people are going real life on her. People are doxing people's family members and all that. Yeah, I remember clear as a bell when she stood for that. I'll check it, Breeze. You know, and there's people, the thing with the thing with T and I mean, that's over, in terms of, I'm over, that happened in July. I'm not pissed off about it. I'm not, making videos on her or anybody anymore over there because it's done and over with, Have I forgiven? Yeah. I mean, have I forgot? No. I mean, that's something you don't forget, but I'm done with it. I mean, it is okay. People need to remember that it is okay to walk away. It is okay to walk away from people that you don't like anymore. It's okay not to air the dirty laundry out to everybody. It's okay to do that. In terms of thinning out the nonsense, it would have been okay if he reached out to me behind the scenes to ask me about the whole Sean thing. I would have given him the 411 on it. But no, people don't do that. When Ratina had that whole live about Breezy and I reached out to her that night and I said, let's have a conversation. Because there's some things you don't need to put all the dirty shit out on TikTok. You can have a conversation with people off of there and that's okay. I don't know why that doesn't happen anymore. So it's, oh, she's streaming me? Oh, good. Hey, Pammy. What up, girl? What up, girl? What up, girl? What up, girl? Oh, good. She's streaming me. Hey, Pam, listen. First of all, I want to say it is absolute bullshit that somebody called CYS on you. Absolutely 100%. I don't believe in that bullshit. Okay, but let me tell you what I have no sympathy for. Why is it that all of a sudden you are pissed off that Sunshine's putting information out about you and about people that you're with? But back in July, when she threatened to out my whole family and my nieces and nephews and all that, your comment was, and I paraphrase, I normally don't condone this type of behavior, but since it's Scammyclaus, I can get behind it. You want to explain that? This type of behavior, but since it's Scammyclaus, I can get behind it.
Do you know that if he was going to call CPS on you, I would have never gotten behind that. But the fact that you are supporting her calling CPS on me is something that I want everybody to know.
Wait, did I just say that I support her calling CPS? Did anybody hear me say that? Didn't I just absolutely say the opposite of that? This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
We're talking about a child, Scammyclaus. I know you don't give a fuck about them.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Let her talk.
We're talking about a child, Scammyclaus. I know you don't give a fuck about them. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Let her talk. There are certain people on this app that, because they're a victim of something, even people that don't support something that's happening to them, which I clearly stated, they will turn that around because they're the victim, and they will turn it into the opposite. And that's exactly what she just did. And again, this is something that happens all the time on this app. All the time. Yeah, I agree. Welcome in, Jackie.
Yeah, I agree.
Welcome in.
AI says discuss your CPS drama, CPS call drama, in fact, and comment your thoughts. AI says discuss your CPS drama, CPS call drama, in fact, and comment your thoughts. AI says discuss your CPS.
The echoing is too much. I'm not even going to listen to her. It's not worth it. But again, all I'll say is this. And I've said it 1,000 times. People can go back on videos of me on YT. They're all there because I don't false copyright shit. I stand behind what I say, and I don't care if people record me and put it out there. Doxing people, calling people's jobs, calling DCF when it's not warranted, calling people's family members. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I don't care who you are. I don't care if I hate you. I don't agree with it. But again, you noticed I asked her a question. I said, why was it okay when she was friends with Sunshine that Sunshine was going to dox my extended family, including my nieces and nephews, which are minors? She put my father's obituary out, and she made a whole bunch of threats. And for Pam, that was great. And she said that she supported it. So why is it now, when people are doxing her friends and putting out their kids, that's a problem? And again, that is what I talk about all the time on this app, the hypocrisy on this app, the hypocrisy with these people where it's okay for thee, but not for me, is bullshit. And when somebody doesn't answer a question, they have no answer because they know they just got nailed to a wall. Because it was their own words.
Like you're a hypocrite in 4K. In 4K, you're lying.
I'm lying?
A hypocrite in
What am I
4K.
lying about, Pammy?
4K, you're lying.
What am I lying about?
You're lying. Christ.
What am I lying about, Pammy. What am I lying about?
You're lying. Christ. Scammyclaus, you say you don't support doxing, family, or anything, but you were on the Pammy page every day commenting on videos that were doxing people that had people's family members in them. You are a fucking hypocrite. On the Pammy page every day commenting on videos that were doxing people that had people's family members in them. You are a fucking hypocrite. On the Pammy page every day commenting on videos.
So you're saying that Pammy and I, whoever that person was, because I never knew who it was, and I see that the page is gone. So I'm friends with the person, and the person would be in my boxes all the time, and we text each other, and we know each other, and we kiki it up, and all of that stuff. So I sit with a person who's doxing people and I'm okay with it. That's what you're saying? So if you want to use that theory, then you're twice as bad because you comment on Florida man stuff all the time. So think about that for a minute. And if you noticed, Pammy, which I'm sure you didn't because you are very, very tunnel visioned when it comes to me. Can you show me where I have ever shared a post that somebody made doxing somebody? Can you show me where I made a comment under a video where somebody was being doxed? You can't because I don't do that. I've absolutely made comments under videos that they made about you. Absolutely. All the cartoon-like videos, absolutely I did. I have never reposted anybody's video. I've never given anybody a high five, nothing on anything that doxed anybody. So, like the call you supposedly made, show the proof.
Guardians of Valor. Exactly what I'm saying. Guardians of Valor. All the motherfucker did was threaten people, doxing people. And you have him as your sidekick all the time, lady. All the motherfucker did was
Can you,
people, doxing people.
Pammy, can you show me? I would like to see that proof of who he has threatened. Can you show me that? Can you show me that? I bet you can't.
Something up about Jenna Stronger being in my chat. Again, I was rage baiting myself listening to shit on YouTube. This bitch says, well, we've seen this time and time again, scammers helping out scammers. Pammy's been called out as a scammer, so now naturally all she'll do is try to help the scammers. Bitch, ain't nobody proved me a motherfucking scammer. Just because you say it and your homie says it does not make it fucking true. All of that shit you have on your page, none of it proves a fuck thing.
Show the receipts.
A fuck thing.
Show the
Never
receipts.
has.
Show the receipts.
Have you ever really proven anything at all, Scammyclaus?
Yes.
Have you really ever proven anything at all?
Yes.
No, I don't. I've never seen it.
Really? Well, maybe you need to look.
Have you really ever proven anything
You
at all?
are a scammer, Pammy.
What? I've never seen it. Really? Show me.
Look at my page, girl. Look at my page, girl. Oh, I need some stuff for my daughter's birthday. Oh, I need stuff for her party. Oh, I need my Jeep fixed. You asked 2 people for that. Oh, I have a wish list. People made me make it. oh, people sent me groceries. Oh, people sent me money for this and that because I didn't have enough money this month. You know who does that? Beggars and scammers. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people did it on the back end. You still use TikTok as a form of financial gain for yourself for personal items. Just like Sean does. Just like Jen used to do. And probably, well, she's still doing it. She's still getting groceries. Just like Maggie does. And you even said you were going to make another wish list a couple weeks ago. So tell me again how you don't see it. I showed all the shit that people bought you. And the only way they knew what you needed is because you made a wish list and you sent it to them. And you still haven't showed receipts that every single penny you raised on the GoFundMes went to the people that the GoFundMes were made for. So, yeah. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck,
That's what you're mad about. You're mad that my GoFundMe actually helped people while you sit your fat ass on $1,600 that is helping nobody.
it will eventually.
GoFundMe actually helped people while you sit your fat
But
ass.
Pammy, do we know that it actually helped people? Because you never showed proof that it helped people. I've made it really clear with my GoFundMe. If there's people that, want their money back, they can absolutely get it back. Because trying to find one human being in the United States is going to take a little time. And if people want that money back, absolutely they can have it back. They just have to ask. Unlike you, who made the GoFundMes with false information in there, and then there were videos posted with false information in there, and you based people sending money on that bullshit. So you can't claim anything about your GoFundMes because you never showed that that money went where it was supposed to be. See, unlike you, if people want their money back, I'll give it to them. If people want to see receipts, which I already posted because my GoFundMe is transparent, unlike yours, I show them. So try again, Pam.
See, if Scammyclaus were around when I was doing this, she would have seen all the receipts I showed along the way, but she was a little late.
Sure, Pam.
Scammyclaus were around when I was doing this.
Sure, Pam. Yeah, okay. And the reason why you didn't show them is because you were being called out. And when you don't show a receipt because you're called out, and when multiple people had said that one of the people for the GoFundMe told you to keep some of the money, it raises questions. She never showed receipts prior. You watched her? That doesn't surprise me.
Text mom, who are you talking about? How do you sleep at night? If you're asking us with both eyes closed.
Yeah, let me see that. I didn't see it. This is horrible. How do you sleep at night? What are you referring to, text mom? They have never sent any money anywhere. You know what? The thing is this. This the whole thing, this whole conversation with those GoFundMes, when people were starting to bring up questions about it, it could have been handled way back in July. Could have been handled, but because she wanted to stick her heels in the ground and she wasn't going to be forced to do anything. Listen, that's her right to do that. But it's also the right to be able to question something that doesn't seem right. And there will always be those questions because nothing was ever shown. Because again, my gut, and this is my opinion, tells me that if she collected, let's just keep it easy. If she collected $1,000 on one of those GoFundMes, it's not going to show that $1,000 was transferred to somebody else's account. Because as I said, every month when I show how much I get on TikTok through PayPal, all I have to do is go to my PayPal and I do a search for TikTok Incorporated. And I can show you all the money that's been deposited into my PayPal account from TikTok. It's simple. It takes 30 seconds. And not only, do I post the information, but people can go right onto TickLeap and find out how much. When you're transparent, you don't hide anything. Throughout the time I was collecting money on that GoFundMe, I was showing updates like every couple hours. And then at the end of it, when I ended it, I showed exactly how much money was collected. And I showed that somebody had requested money back on it after they donated money. So you can go on my page and you can find all those posts I made. And all that money is still waiting for a tip that finds him. And, it's funny as hell to me that Pam made a comment about how that money I have sitting in my account for my personal use, so I can use that for Christmas. I'm going to tell you what, Pam. You took a shot at my finances. I'll take a shot at yours. See, there are people that have a savings account. And there are people that have worked for 30 plus years and have something called a nest egg. You've saved over the years. You've put money away, money for college for your kid, money for, things you want to do, vacations. You get a big savings account saved up. Unlike you, I use my money. We use our money as a household for Christmas gifts. I don't have to ask people to buy birthday gifts or Christmas gifts for my family. So try again, Pam. You're making this too easy. Aw, she's off again. God darn. Hi, kitty. Hey. You want something? So, Pam, where have we left things here? You're a hypocrite. You have changed your views on what you've stood on. You are a scammer and a beggar. As I've been saying for a long time, I made some very good comparisons to you and to things that Sean has done and to what Jen has done. What else? Mallory, as if your credibility couldn't get any lower, it has. Because had you done your research, you would have seen that, in fact, I did a live a month ago where Sean's family was in my live and telling the story about what happened when he was a kid. And if that's not enough evidence for anybody, then you need to get your heads examined. And that goes for Mr. Thinning Out the Nonsense, too. To be able to sit there and say it's hearsay when family members with direct knowledge of the situation have spoken about it and have provided information that would only have happened if it was actually true. But you didn't do your research.
Scammy?
Yes, dear.
Do you want to know who else you impersonate really good?
Who?
Gabby, because you're fucking smacking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just made some dinner rolls. And I took them out of the oven a little while ago, and they're still warm, and they're delicious. I'm sorry I had to do that, but I'm not going to lie. They're fucking wonderful. So, but listen, I sat and I watched lives over the weekend, listening to different things, and I'm just amazed. I'm amazed at things that are being said, misinformation that's going out, allegations, accusations with no proof. People still doxing people. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop because as everybody uses that catchphrase, it's got to stop before somebody gets hurt. Well, there's different levels of hurt, There's, embarrassment from, people calling people's jobs. And then somebody has to explain that, oh, yeah, there's this asshole on TikTok that, likes to call people's jobs and people's family members. And here is a videos of what this person does on a daily basis. And then the boss says, wow, this person is an asshole. And then it's all, it's all taken care of. One thing, with the amount of times I've been doxxed, the amount of false allegations that have been put out about me, the one thing that I have to say that I never did is I never stooped to that level, and I never will. And, people need to maybe start looking into that a little more because, I've said it before, it is not necessary to comment or go back and forth with somebody for a long time about stuff that happens on here. Most of us on this app are all adults. Some people are adults and don't act it. But it is okay to walk away from a friendship. It is okay to stop following people. It is okay to block people. It is okay not to go in people's lives if you don't agree with them. It's okay to do that. It's okay to handle things off of the app. It's okay to do that. And this would be a much better place if people would start doing stuff like that. Because, people know on TikTok who has lost credibility, who is a vile scumbucket of filth, who's credible. Everybody knows that shit. So, what you do on this app, your actions on this app define who you are. And the only way that changes is if you change. Whether you're a decent person and you turn into a POS, or you're a POS and you turn into a decent person. It is possible to change a trajectory that you're on, whether it's good or bad. It's possible. Yeah, I agree, Denise. So, Judge Truth, I see your pause.
What?
Excellent. So, a 0 follower. I'm not even gonna comment on that question because that's just ridiculous. Wasn't that person the one that was in your live causing problems too?
Yes.
Jesus. Is that Pam? Do you know that that's Pam for a fact there? I don't know. Without any proof, I'm not gonna call her out on that. It could be anybody, really. But no, Truth, are you gonna go live? 'Cause I'm gonna get off here because I got things to do.
You act like I don't.
Well, but the things that you generally do, you can do when you stream, and you do that when you stream. So don't be a bitch. Don't come at me. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You want some fucking cheese with that wine?
I hate you.
Bye.
So are you going to go live or what?
I don't know. I'm going to keep you wondering.
Well, I mean, I can, let people know here so they can transfer over to yours.
Why would you want to do that when like 100 of them are blocked?
Nice.
Bye.
Bye. Guys, listen, thank you as always to my mods. Thank you very much for getting that person off of my live every single day that says that they have pictures of themselves and it's a butt icon. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody that has come in here today to listen to me rant. I appreciate that. Listen to everybody, guys. Listen to everybody. I always say that. Listen to what people say. Because, in so many of these cases, it's not necessary to find information on these people because these people will show their true colors just with them talking on their lives. So, have a wonderful day, everybody. A good Monday afternoon and evening to you all. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.